Okay, so I will be demonstrating the key functionality changing part of the Trojan of the Hardware Lab 1. So basically what my Trojan does is that it counts up to, it just looks at the user input and then counts up till a value of 5, for example, in my design. And whenever that value is reached, the Trojan gets activated. And what the payload of the Trojan is that it just applies the RC5 design of the clock. And I'm using these 8 switches to set the input sequence of inputs, and I'm giving this design the input of the 8 LSPs of the user key and 64-bit D in, and I'm using this button to record the input, and I'm using this LED to show that the input is going into system. It just alternates to 0 and 1. So basically this bit, that's the LED that's connected to the LSP of my count, the flip-flop. So LSP of the count value, and that's the LSP that represents the flip-flop that represents that LSP as an input, and I'm using the least significant bit as a clock for the flip-flop. So whenever this signal goes from 0 to 1, whatever the value on the LED is, it just moves from input to the output of the flip-flop. For now, the count value is 0, and simply I'm just recording the user key. So user key is just recorded. Now I'm going to record the D, and I have to give 8 inputs. So basically now I'll do this one. For example, if this bit has to be 1 in my user input, and I record this, so the count gets updated to 1. And suppose now again this input has to be 1, and now it gets updated to 2. Suppose it again has to be 3, again it has to be 1, it gets updated to 3. And now suppose this again has to be 1, this gets updated to 4. Now again suppose that this bit has to be 1, so this gets updated to 5. So now the LED glows. This means that the Trojan is activated, and I'm going to record this input, and this goes to 0. Now suppose that this bit remains 0 for the rest of the input, so I just do this and record all the inputs. So basically what this happens is that my design gets blocked. The round key has been generated, but the design doesn't move on. It doesn't give the encrypted value. So basically nothing happens. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just resetting the system.